that's going to deny you that late game that you want. So I think that either Swinburne has to try and drag it out and have a hard time getting to that point, or they're going to have to switch it up and, say, hey, you can play fast, we can play fast too.
I feel like we've been asking Swinburne to play fast for so long, and we just haven't seen it yet. But if any time is going to be the time, it would be now, as we are already in our draft phase. So quick into this one. Good sign. Maybe that's going to invigorate Swinburne in this. But as you can take a look right now, bans are already down. A lot of topside focus with Aurelia, Wukong, and Gangplank taken off the table. But Yuumi is still up, as well as, well, actually, no, not as well as everyone's favorite. Senna has been banned away, Senna being probably the strongest pick so far in this tournament. We're going to see a Yuumi, though, and Yuumis have been pretty deadly.
Yeah, Yuumis are especially deadly in that bot lane, especially when you combine it with an Ezreal or a Misfortune traditionally. And seeing as Senna was banned, obviously first up, as that is the best thing to do in this tournament, as we've seen, I think they're going to pick the Yuumi and either try and force Swinburne to take maybe a MF, and then they'll pick the Ezreal counter, or vice versa. So I do like this Set pickup as well. Set, another strong champion in this tournament. Ozo's played it quite well, I believe, in the past, so I like how that's going to go. And there we go, the Ezreal's counter-picked, so I should see a Misfortune here on UNSW at some point.
I could also see something along the lines of like a really aggressive coming from the Gust and Air, something perhaps like a Draven or even a Lucian to go with that Yuumi. I think there's definitely opportunity right now on that bot side to maybe punish that Ezreal pick, although a Kai'Sa would work as well. You do have that dive protection with the Yuumi. It's a bit later game than I would like to see. Sivir would be unique, and that actually might be one of the first Sivers we've seen this tournament.
I think that is the first Sivir, is it not? Or we might have seen one very early on, but even so, that is a very interesting pick. We don't really see Sivers very often, but Sivir, notoriously good at wave clear and team fighting, and one of the safer ADCs in this game. And especially, you were talking, we spoke before the game, UNSW is going to play fast. What says faster than a Yuumi, Sivir, and an Olaf?
I mean, there is a Hecarim. That still exists. We could have seen
Heck top. We might.
Yeah, we could get that Heck top Zillion mid. Let's go. But no, this is definitely a team that wants to run you down right now. University of New South Wales. That is, they're definitely looking for those gap closers. There's not really a lot of dive though. They still have to kind of run straight at you. And Swinburne with that Shyvana pick isn't really kind of responding to that. I'm a bit surprised to see Shiv in there.
Yeah, I think the Shiv pick's a little odd. Like, yes, we're going to see a Dark Harvest Shiv, and we've seen how much damage that can do, but it seems a little odd to pick the Shyvana here. And I've actually only just realized that the numbers are, like, the names are actually wrong on the top. So it is actually Swinburne who picked the Sivir and the Yuumi. I've just clocked that. My brain did not realize that. So it seems like Swinburne is doing what we said, which was going for that really fast team comp that we were talking about. And
yes.
And UNSW has instead opted to go for the Ezreal set picks. So interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it does sort of fit these teams a bit more in sort of what you'd expect. Shyvana as a jungler does need a couple items before she will start to one-shot you. I'm assuming that's going to be the hard AP Shyvana. Ezreal as well needs pretty much that first item before he starts to become really effective, but he still is a relatively safe laner. Set's the only one that you could see some aggression coming out of, but I'm really curious what jungler Swinburne is going to go for right now, because they need something to match that Olaf. As okay, we're cutting back to us. I guess it's a mystery where they're going to go. There may have been an error in that picks and bans, or people could be secretly trying to fix the graphics. That might be what's happening. Shh, they don't know we're onto them.
Either way,
it was the graphic fix. Caught you out.
There we go. The Lulu getting picked up. Lulu are very good enchanter support, especially when you think about the Olaf, just who's going to be running down at you. It's a nice pick. Are we going to see the Olaf top?
We very well might see that be an answer to the set. I mean, Olaf is one of those champions that should be able to burst down that set shield, especially in a 1v1 situation, just because of how much damage he gets the lower he gets. But Kled more likely will be that top laner, and he's another one who's actually a pretty safe answer to set. Kled is, I kind of feel, one of the more underrated top laners right now. His dueling potential, especially pre-level 6, is kind of off the chains, and that's really going to hinder sort of that level 2, level 3 set power spike. Especially with that Shyvana jungle, I doubt Set will be getting much help right there, and that's actually top lane going, I feel, almost back in favor of Swinburne.
Yeah, that's really just thrown things on its head there, as now you've just got this sustained burst, like juggernaut in your lane against Set there, who might have a hard time with that, as we have the Corki getting picked up as well. So that's, I'm assuming, going to be a Corki mid.
Yep.
That's going to be an interesting pick. I don't think we've seen a Corki mid this tournament, have we?
I think we saw. I'm pretty sure.
Did we see one?
I'm pretty sure we've seen one or two. Corki is a pretty common pick these days, but just looking at that Swinburne lineup, my goodness, talk about pushing the go button and running straight at your enemies right now. That is essentially what Swinburne is going to be looking to do. And what I find interesting, on the University of New South Wales, there's really not a lot to dissuade them from just charging right at them. The Victor, yeah, you have the gravity well, but that's not gonna do too much, and there's no real hard crowd control. I almost would have liked to see Italia mid picked up just so you could drop that Weaver's Wall and stop things in their track, or even an Anivia, something a bit off kilter to go against such heavy run at your face dive. Now,
yeah,
if Swinburne falls behind, I feel like they're gonna have big issues because you can't do too much from behind with this team call. But if Swinburne gets ahead, there is going to be nowhere safe on this map.
No, there is going to be nowhere safe on that map, because, like we said, that's why I was so confused, because I was like, wow, this is a really UNSW team right here. You know, they got the fast thing, and then I looked and I was like, oh no, this isn't UNSW. This is Swinburne, and they're doing their best UNSW impressions. So you never know. This might just get them what they need to get ahead. So going into this, what do you think we're going to have to look for in terms of like key positions?
I mean, obviously, my answer is always going to be the same. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say jungle. I'm just conditioned to always say jungle. Them's the rules. Sorry, everybody. You get a formal cast, you get a jungle cast, and especially with this Olaf coming into this one, I'm very curious to see if he's going to be looking to punish that Set in the top lane. You have Kled, who can spike very early. You get him one kill or even get a flash out of the Set, and things could snowball out of control on that top side. Obviously, that's going to be the focus for this team, because Sivir Yuumi isn't going to be winning any lanes anytime soon. So it's going to be a top focus for this Swinburne side. And that's the one thing that I'm worried might hinder their sort of snowball strategy, because I imagine early dragon control is actually going to be going over to University of New South Wales. And dragon priority has frequently been sort of that accelerant that a lot of teams have used when they've gotten these early leads. And I don't really feel that tool is going to be available for Swinburne in this.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with that. I think that they've gone for a safer lane for sure in the bot lane, but they haven't gone for as dominant a lane. So the Ezreal is just going to, I believe, just poke out super hard. The Ezreal Lulu, I think it's just going to be able to poke out and gain that control. Yes, Sivir has very good wave clear, but at the end of the day, I think that the Lulu and the Ezreal can just throw arcane barrage, like arcane shots around, get that prio, and I think they have a better position to help their jungler in that bot side of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the bot lane is going to be very interesting, though, because while I do tend to favor the red side in this one, I also agree that there is a world where the Yuumi poke plus the Sivir bouncing blades actually might be able to force out the Ezreal. Granted, Vegan Bandit on this Lulu does have some sustained, maybe not as much as a Yuumi though, so bot lane's going to be really interesting. And again, I feel like that early dragon is going to be so important for Swinburne. I don't expect New South Wales to give it over for free, especially when I consider them probably to be more bot focused in this matchup, so I would expect to see that contested. Either way though, where these junglers go, like, it's completely up to them. They're going to be really determining where this sort of map goes and how things play out, so my eyes are definitely going to be on the jungle, especially for those first 3-4 levels.
Yeah, definitely for those first 3-4 levels, as Shyvana really needs to get going as early as possible, especially if it is, as we suspect, it's going to be a Dark Harvest Shyvana. She needs to get some kills ASAP, because yes, she has pretty good and quick clear, but especially against an Olaf, you want to get as far ahead as you can so that you don't have to worry about dueling him. The faster you can one-shot the Olaf, the better you are. The better off you are, so... That's
just a general rule for all games, though, not necessarily this one. If you can one-shot Olaf, you're living in happy days. That said, we are on to the Rift to kick off our first semifinal, the University of New South Wales on the red side. So don't let those graphics up there fool you. With Swinburne on the blue side, I'm sure that will get fixed as we move along in this one. But Swinburne already moving as a group of 5, and they're going to walk right into Ozo and mid-cam right now. Ozo actually stuck around a little bit, might be able to get chased down, is slowed by Pinch, and is forced to burn Flash. So I said it before in the picks and bans, if they can get an early Flash out of this set, that could be a disastrous area for the University of New South Wales, and they're able to do just that.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. Ozo did not want to happen. He did not want his Flash being blown as early as possible, because that's just going to make it so hard to get away from anything. Any ganks, any roams, anything. He's just not going to be able to be really do anything. So really, really good for Swinburne there to get that out of him. They did manage to trade a deport into the reds, so they are going to know when he gets to his red pathing, etc. But overall, I think a good fight for Swinburne.
Look at top. There was waiting, and the GP was waiting in that bush, looking to punish. It doesn't actually look like a lot of trading went down, so surprised they didn't go all in for that fight, actually. I would think GP would have won that quite easily, but instead, they are going to move it up to lane right now, as both junglers starting on the top side of the map now. As we did mention before, that ward was placed on Cloud's red buff, so Mincam should be aware that the Olaf is still topside. More importantly, so should Ozo, so I expect him to actually be playing very safe up top at this stage until they know for sure that Clouds is not around, and then maybe we can see Ozo start to fight back. But as long as Clouds is not seen on the map, this lane belongs to...
Yeah, 100%. As long as they haven't seen him, GP can just take whatever he wants from that lane, because Ozo cannot afford to push up with the threat of the Olaf there with no flash. He will die. So he has to pay a lot of respect. And now they see him finally on the map, so he can go for a little more pretentious trades if he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how that lane goes. Again, I do like Kled in this matchup. Each of them did decide to rock Conqueror, so there's no real advantage there. But it also comes down to positioning, and GP actually has been one of the stronger players, I feel like, for Swinburne, but so has Ozo been for the University of New South Wales. Granted, when I think University of New South Wales, though, my eyes usually actually focus on the jungle and the support. So Vegan, Bandit, and Midcam have kind of been like the standout players for me for this University of New South Wales side. And I'm going to be curious to see if we ever start to see some Lulu, Shyvana roaming. Now, that's not typically something I'd ever thought I'd say. I'm not even really sure how effective that would be, but I know if these two can start to synergize, that could mean great things for the red side in the match.
Yeah, no, if they can start getting those really fast roams off and just blitzkrieg their team down, as we looks like we might have a potential fight going on here. They're getting pinched on both sides.
Yeah, Pinch might be a little bit too deep, but the University of New South Wales, they're not too content to pull the trigger just yet. Batty isn't the healthiest Ezreal right now, and I think he's probably a little hesitant to go, so they're actually going to concede the scuttle over to Gussinator, Pinch, and the rest of the Swinburne side. And this is actually quite interesting, because this lane was obviously going to come down to, I suppose, the supports and who's going to be able to throw out that better poke. Granted, we thought Batty would be able to help out Vegan Bandit, but so far, in the early levels, it's been going Pinch's way.
Yeah, no, it has really been going his way. I think that extra bit of poke... Oh, Thida, that's a lot of damage. The extra damage on Yumi's auto attack, regenerating that mana, I think has done a fair bit of damage for them. So Batty's sitting on about half HP, and unlike Gussinator, he can't heal as easily. So I'm surprised at how well this has been going for Swinburne's bot lane.
Yeah, it's been going pretty well, but that said, there will be a small push into them, and with dragons spawning in about a minute or so, Batty is actually possibly looking to use this time to go back and reset and maybe be prepared for a more contested dragon interaction. But he needs to be careful, because his jungler is on the top side right now and actually invading, and if he gets spotted, that could mean an all-in from Gussinator and Pinch down below. Midcam was seen and will be seen on that Scuttlebug, so bot lane, yeah, they need to get out of there as being as pushed up as they are. Meanwhile, up top, GP and Ozo continuing to trade. Ozo actually starting to push in a little bit as well. And Swinburne, their lanes are doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, currently their lanes are all ahead as far as I'm aware. Mid lane's behind by slight CS difference, but that's marginal. Now he's ahead. So overall, Swinburne doing very, very well, especially in the trading front. I think that they have done very well in poking out Baddie and Vegan Bandit. As we said early, we thought that UNSW was going to have that advantage in the lane, and that they were going to get that Prio and First Dragon, but it's currently looking like, with the reset coming through, Swinburne might actually end up with that Prio.
Yeah, they definitely might be able to, especially with Thida shoving in mid right now, and Baddie and Vegan Bandit only just getting back to lane. They're going to start to push it back, but by the time they do, Gusinator and Pinch will return. Just a tier for Baddie does not mean he's going to be able to do too much in that bot lane. Meanwhile, at top as well, you got to be a little cautious because both those health bars are starting to get quite low. Granted, each jungler should be more focused on the bot side of the map at this stage, as they have been mostly mirroring each other. Cloud's a little bit faster with the clear, but he's also very low. He's actually getting very beat up by those Gromps right now, so I don't think he's going to be in any position to take on that Dragon. But with Midcam going to the top side of the map, it looks like the Dragon's actually going to get delayed a bit.
Yeah, GP there flashing last moment, so now it's actually the flash advantages for is on the side of UNSW now. GP does have ulti. Ozo forced to use ulti, I believe, to escape that potential kill. So summoner advantage still on the top side for UNSW. Really, really lucky, in fact, that Ozo didn't die there. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see what happened. But we've seen some miraculous set plays in this tournament already. Yeah. I would not be surprised if it was another one.
That could be the case, as, now the poke's starting to go back in favor of this red side. Gusinator nearly taken out right there, and that's a bit more what we expected to see in this lane so far. Now, Baddie and Vegan Bandit have to be a little bit careful, though, because Clouds is around, and he has not been seen with that control ward, as Baddie just got poked right back just as brutally, really. And this is a very contested lane at this stage. Clouds will be spotted right now, and Baddie is running away fast, as they have lost all control of this bot lane. That said, Nice Joke might be looking to roam down.
Yeah, and see, that's the problem that they're going to have with this UNSW side, is no matter how much damage they put down onto Gusinator, they just have so much sustain with that Yuumi, and the BF sword advantage currently is just a little too much damage.
Oh, this is actually going to be a bit of a dragon fight right now. 4 members of University of New South Wales will be around compared to the 3, so Teleport's going to come through. Midcam, however, comes flying in, and he will steal that Cloud Drake away. GP teleports in the back line, and he's going straight after Vegan Bandit. That said, the flash will be used and leaves Midcam on his own, flashes over the wall, but GP comes charging right on over after him, and Midcam should be the first blood in this one. The kill is secured by the clan. Meanwhile, up above, Vegan Bandit still getting run down by Thida, and he really wants this Lulu, but because he is so deep and with the rest of his team positioned in the way, he had that space to do so. Vegan Bandit was able to escape. First blood for Dragon.
Yeah, first blood for Dragon there. A kill for a kill and a Dragon going over to the side of, I believe it was UNSW. So if you're Swinburne, that is not what you wanted to happen at all. You had the Prio and just immediately lost it. So tragedy
members of
for
University
the
of New
side of
South Wales will be around compared to the 3, so Teleport's going to come through.
We get to hear it again, too.
There we go.
I was going to analyze my own team fight by casting it again. How do you know that? You know, repeating everything I had just said.
I know, but look at that beautiful ulti from GP there with the Kled ulti tracking over the wall to follow the jump. So really, really good team fight there for the side of Swinburne. Unfortunate that they miss out on that. What Drake was it?
It was a Cloud Drake.
Cloud Drake, that's the one. I forgot where dragons were.
You can see right there underneath.
I know, I forgot where the UI was. That's how long we've been since we casted.
Oh, wow. Been a while. 2 weeks. Someone has not been playing their solo queue games.
I know. I've been bad in doing uni work. So
how did you do that study?
I know. Study. Unfortunately, has been making it hard.
Just graduate.
True.
And then you have all the time in the world to play solo queue, as much as your heart desires.
That's very true.
That said, right now, it does look like a bit of a siege right now coming from Swinburne down in the bot lane, as Thida was looking for a possible way to kind of blast his way into that, but was not going to find it with the lane that far pushed up. And a good thing he did not commit, because Midcam was lurking around, and that will mean a Rift Herald, however, will go to the Swinburne side, as Clouds has it pretty much to himself right now, and that's going to be pretty free for Swinburne.
Yeah, it should be a free Herald there, unless someone does anything in the next 2 seconds, which it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So that's a free Herald going to the side of Swinburne. In the meantime, Thida being put very, very low in that mid lane. One good EQ by Nice Joke could see him falling in this mid lane, but it looks like Clouds is ready to do what needs to be done in case a dive occurs.
Yeah, well, that dive could be on the table right now because Mingam is ready to go full dragon in this one. Clouds, though, going to throw that axe, kind of zone things out of the way. Nearly got caught in the gravity well, but with two members pushing hard in the mid lane, they could be some tower pressure inflating, so GP is going to try to return the favor up on the top side. Needs to be careful, though, because Skarl is missing, so we'll see how much GP should be able to do. That said, though, that Tiamat is just going to make quick work of those waves and keep that constant pressure there, so Ozo is going to be unable to back.
Yeah, so he's going to have a hard time backing without sacking plates. It looks like there was a potential minor scuffle in the bot side jungle. Lots of pings going down, but I couldn't see anything major happen. So I think maybe both teams, flexing their muscles a little bit and then backing off. But nothing too eventful, it looks like, occurring in the bot side jungle as they go back to their, normal pathing with Mincam potentially. Ooh, he doesn't know that there's a ward there, so might be trying to set up a lane gank. Unfortunately, seen.
Yeah, I mean, there's no laner there either, so he's just going to be content to get Gromps. Meanwhile, this is a very ambitious tower dive. The outplay buttons have been pushed. Charge ahead, Swinburne. Chase your destiny, but maybe don't chase too far as they realize this attempt might be a little bit too much, and they're looking to back away. The True Shot Barrage actually doing a fair bit of damage to Clouds in particular, who is also taking the brunt of those minions, and at the end of the day, no one does go down. The zoning attempt, it did result in a Herald, and I guess some tower plating going down, but not too much for that ambitious play.
No, overall, I'd actually say UNSW came out ahead there. They didn't use anything. Oh, never mind. Batty, what are you doing?
Haters going for this fight, but Batty is well content to stand his ground, but I don't think they were expecting Corky to be there. The Wild Growth is actually used on himself, so Vegan Bandit keeping himself healthy, and that means Batty is not too content to charge back in. Exhausts and heals were burned for University of New South Wales.
Up until there, UNSW was well and truly came out ahead in that fight. Unfortunately now, those two summoners down make it a little bit less likely that they came out ahead there, because at the end of the day, Swinburne blew a Herald for not too much, and they blew a lot of ultis for not too much, but now they got a bit of value back, as we have an Infernal Drake coming up in the next 5-6 seconds, as UNSW is looking to move down to it, as Batty actually is about to die.
Yeah, Batty's so low. Why is he going back in?
Batty.
Oh, this is risky right now, and I like it. University of New South Wales living life on the edge. Batty, you gotta get that 21 CS, but a fight is happening just below right now. Polymorphing Cloud stops the Olaf in his tracks as Mincam nearly takes him down. Vegan Bandit nearly falling as well, and Thida should arrive with one auto, will pick up that kill, and it's starting to shred Nightchoke as well, but Batty, the man on no health, actually scales Thida back. Uni's going to go ahead and keep that alive for now. True Shot Barrage does not connect because Ozo was going to steal away the kill with the Showstopper, and then the Haymaker picks up another two. A triple kill goes to Ozo before the tower and pinch bring him down.
Did Ozo make Thida immune to damage with the ultimate?
Yes.
He just pulled him out of the ultimate, instead getting a 3-man Haymaker, which, Set does what Set wants. Set is there to put on a show, and a triple kill W, that's a pretty good show, as we get the replay here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That fight was actually crazy. I look at the jump, it was going to get the kill.
He went for the flash ultimate to make sure that he got the triple kill there. He didn't. It was the most unnecessary showstopper, but the best one we've seen.
I mean, it actually was pretty necessary for him because it allowed him to get in position for that big, punch at the end to sort of just secure that triple kill for himself. I got to get props for props to zero right there, Ozo.
Oh.
What a play, my goodness. Set has just been so much fun in this tournament, but we're not done as Thida is going to use the package to go after the Vegan Bandit. Wild Growth used on himself as Batty's trying to do what he can from the safety of the tower. Won't be able to save his partner in crime, but nice joke is here, throwing Thida into that gravity well. The Lost Chapter can only do so much work as a double kill is picked up by the Jokester. The third kill will go to Batty. It's up above. Ozo also gets the tower for himself.
That was something. We'll say that was something. So Thida getting a decent package in there, trying to get a kill on a Vegan Bandit. Unfortunately, I think they overcommitted a little bit. When the Wild Growth came out and Vegan didn't get one shot, he just started getting, Thida just started getting shredded by Batty. But they'd already committed that far. But at the end of the day, a triple kill coming down for the side of Swinburne. 2 kills, I believe, went to the Victor, which is not what you want to see. And they didn't even get the bot tower for it. It's sitting there on 1 HP. That was an unfortunate fight for Swinburne. but we're just going to have to see what's happening, as it looks like they're going to push this tower bot. And get pinched? Oh, they're getting pinched.
Just try to get some more tower pressure, but they have to worry about Clouds because he is here. And Vegan Bandit, again, tries to sacrifice himself. Is successful in dying, but won't be able to save Batty in the process, as he'll get run down as well. So 2 kills going back over to Swinburne in what is turning into a real back-and-forth game.
Yeah, this has gone very, very back and forth. UNSW still with the gold advantage currently, and that's sort of being exacerbated by the top and mid jungle difference, but right now it's just been back and forth, so I think both teams they're trying to stop each other from snowballing. Like we said, each team is going to go for that early snowball, and they're trying to stop it. So I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth, and the longer this goes on, the worse it looks for Swinburne.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, yes, we're going back and forth, but if we're looking at map pressure, I feel like University of New South Wales tends to have the edge in this one, mainly because of this man right here, Ozo. I thought this would be a losing matchup for him, but off of that triple kill, he's been able to pick up the Blade of the Ruined King, and all of a sudden, GP is on the back foot, and that is very critical for this University of New South Wales side, because the bot lane has been under so much siege, so much pressure from Clouds, that we've been seeing dive after Batty, that they needed that top lane to go their way. University of New South Wales with the flash steal triple kill. I actually think that benefits him in the long run, but this could be a disaster as Ozo has been caught out. He's going to try and buy some time, but he will fall, and that is a very critical mistake and a little bit of a caster curse right there for the University of New South Wales.
Yeah, I think Ozo there gave his life so that Mincam could get away with the Herald. So I think, a little bit of a sacrifice there, trying to stall out as long as possible, but unfortunate there for him. Gets that death, but at the end of the day, I think he's still in a very, very good position. He's 3-2, he's got the Bork, he's got the Phage, he's got the boots. In a 1v1 scenario, which is what he's been trying to go for, that split push, I can't see GP beating him currently, as Batty, Vegan Bandit, they're just going to keep doing what they do best and push bot lane. So this is going to be a fair bit of farming, I think, for the mid fight.
Yeah, the pace of the game actually might slow down as these AD carries are going to start looking to complete their second and third item, as they're going to be quite critical, I feel like, moving forward in this one, especially Gussinator, who actually hasn't finished an item yet on this Sivir, and typically it's sort of like that Sivir gets the 3 items, win games. Well, we now have the Essence Reaver completed along with an extra BF sword, so we're halfway there. We should think that Gussinator will get to that point at about the 28-29 minute mark at the pace he's going at, and that's going to be a critical point for the Swinburne side. For the University of New South Wales, however, well, they're going to look to keep pressure on where they can. They've gotten 2 dragons already. This next dragon will be an Ocean Drake, and while the Ocean Soul probably isn't the one they were hoping for, it would be a nice little pickup for them.
It would be a nice little pickup, but speaking of picking up a dragon, Swinburne managed to pick up Mincam off screen there just a moment ago. GP getting a kill with Clouds, I believe, onto Mincam there, so a good pickup for them, another kill onto Clouds, and he's finally got that Blade of the Ruined King finished, so every kill GP can get is another, a kill close to being able to fight Ozo in that 1v1, as they're going to move down towards this Ocean Drake.
Yeah, we might be having yet another dragon fight right now, but it could end with this death push. The final chapter comes out, and Cled's going to come charging in from below. Vegan Bandit is the target. Tries to use barrier, tries to use wild growth, but it's not enough as the dive is successful, and Ozo was able to flash to safety. Meanwhile, Batty, in the middle of everything, is starting to turn things back around for the University of New South Wales, despite the double kill going over to GP. Down below Thina, he's trying to run down Nice Choke, but has to get through that gravity well, which will stun him in place. Batty on the backside, trying to find what he can. At the end of it all, it is just a 2 for 2. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. Teleport coming through right now, so it's another 2v3, but Ozo, I don't think he really wants a 2v3, so he's actually going to use this time to run away, but that's added pressure right now for Nice Joke to return to the fight. Thina instead goes in, thinks he has the damage, thinks he has Batty down, and he is correct. 1 already, and with the heals from Yuumi, he might be able to get a second, especially with GP flanking from behind, but GP might be giving his life. Yes, Scarl has returned. That buys a bit of time, and all of a sudden, Pinch is going to jump and switch targets and keep GP in this one. Ozo now trying to run away because Gussinator on this Sivir is doing so much damage. That shield will keep Ozo alive for now, and eventually we see the teams back off.
god, that's what we see, another back and forth fight. One team wins a fight, the other one starts to win it on the other side of the fight. They lose, they TP back in. As still, no one's got that dragon, so I think we can see potentially even another fight until one of these teams picks that dragon up, as we're going to see the lanes shoving in for Swinburne now, so they're actually in a very good position to pick up this Ocean Drake.
Yeah, I think Swinburne is going to go ahead and grab this one. Lane shoving in, they were the first ones to kind of get there, as I believe Clouds use the blasting cone to kind of sneak into that one. So dragon secured for Swinburne. Much needed dragon, because that will sort of slow this accelerated pace that the University of New South Wales was hitting with themselves. And it kind of feels like the momentum has definitely shifted back to this blue side right now. GP, he struggled a little bit early, but after that extended skirmish, he's now sitting 4-0-2. I don't know how he survived that fight before that flash at the last possible second, and all of a sudden this Kled is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, all of a sudden this Kled is now very much able to compete with Ozo in that top lane as they lose the tower. I think that, yeah, at this point, Kled is a very scary psychopath in that top lane. And his ultimates have been on point in most of these fights, you know, connecting where needed to be connected. You know, didn't get Vegan Bandit straight away, but managing to eventually pick him up. So overall, I think it's been a very good top lane. You know, it started out shaky, like you said, but GP's been very beneficial to this team comp.
Yeah, he has. He has definitely brought it back, and now we could start to see probably that Kled side lane pressure that Swinburne may have been looking for, as well as, you know, charge situations like this, because they still want to fight the redemption even coming down as well to do extra damage. That is how hungry Swinburne are, and they're going to get one kill onto mid-cam, and nice joke, I don't think he's getting out of this 1v4 life, but he might be able to get GP. Not quite at the end of it, and this is that dive potential from Swinburne. This is how they wanted to play this game.
Yeah, we said in the pregame that this team comp is designed to go fast and go hard, and when they go fast and go hard, it's rough. And unfortunately, UNSW is feeling this, and this is what we mentioned in the pregame. How is this Shyvana going to handle this? Currently, it's not going well for Shyvana. You know, there's nothing really Shyvana is able to do to counter this. And look at
they're fighting to the death right now, but I don't think Ozo wins this one. GP is too far ahead, or is he? Ozo's fighting back, has the help of the minions, but Carl returns at just the right moment, and that is why I ban Kled when I play top lane. My goodness, GP with the solo kill.
Yeah, unfortunate for Ozo, they're missing the Haymaker punch. Unfortunately, not able to get that to connect onto GP. GP able to sustain through there, get Skull back, and win the 1v1. And this is what we were saying. Earlier in this fight, in this game, we said there's no way GP can compete with Ozo at this point. And look, he's 6-0 now. So this is going incredibly badly, very quickly for UNSW as Swinburne hops onto the Baron.
Yeah, exactly. This could be a very critical Baron take, or a critical Baron steal. We've seen Mincam take one dragon away. Can he take away the big purple worm? Well, Swinburne doesn't want to risk that happening, as they're already looking to back off, but Thida is still going to try and hold that front line. A bit of poke being thrown back, but really all what University of New South Wales wants is that vision cleared out and Swinburne away from the dragon. They're successful in doing just that.
Yeah, I think that's very good for UNSW. They're stopping that Baron take, as they were nearly done with that Baron, so they committed a fair bit of time into that Baron take with no avail. The TP coming in behind from Vida, so they might be trying to cut off UNSW.
Yeah, and this is actually going to turn into a fight as the Lost Chapter does get down, but it only seems to catch Nice Joke, and he's already able to throw the damage right back. Swinburne, they're getting popped left, right, and center. Thida's down. That's 3 members. Ozo should be the next. We already know how this 1v1 goes, as up above, Batty was able to chase down Gustinator, and that just leaves the poor Kled on his own, and eventually he gets shut down. Ozo going to win that 1v1, and the University of New South Wales get an ace at a critical moment.
And Ozo there with an incredibly well-timed showstopper there, managing to push himself all the way back into Thida so he can get that kill and stop Thida from being able to poke from the backline. And this is what we said, another back-and-forth fight. What looked like a bad start turned into a great fight for UNSW. So this game has gone back and forth very quickly.
It has, and this Baron take's actually a bit risky. It's not going as fast as I think they would like. Granted, no teleports available for Swinburne and no wards really around to teleport to. Clouds is not going to get there in time, but it's those backs that might be in a bit of trouble right now. The redemption steal attempt actually was almost successful. at least in killing one Ozo on the back end, so a little tighter than the University of New South Wales was hoping for. Axe throw, blind. Oh, it's a little bit high.
Oh, there's a lot of bush there, and he picked the wrong part of it to throw it at. So unfortunately for him, didn't stop that back, as they're just going to try siege down this tower. But with Baron-empowered minions, it's going to be a little hard for them to push.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough push, but you do have Sivir, and that Sivir is at 2.5 items, so maybe it balances out. I mean, time will tell. The siege potential coming from the University of New South Wales with the Baron-empowered minions is going to be tough to handle, but Swinburne, they're still content to group, and they might even look for that fight, you know? What better way to deal with the Baron than take it from your opponents right now? They definitely have the movement speed, but they also want this second Ocean Drake as well, as they have started the Dragon, but they could be caught out of position right now as they are very spread out. Ozo's going to take Gussinator out of the fight as the rest of the team goes barreling into that Dragon pit, but Midcamp's left on his own as Gussinator's fighting back. Midcamp will flash into the bush, but immediately die. It's a trade 1-for-1 for now, but with the Yuumi on their own, that's an easy double kill for Batty to pick up, and the University of New South Wales, they stole the Dragon in that as well without using Smite, everything going back in favor of the red side.
Yeah, Midcamp managing to steal it, I believe, with a E, with the flame spit. So that was a very, very good fight for UNSW there. The damage coming out of this Shyvana is actually quite deceptive. The 1-6 scoreline doesn't show the lot of burst damage that just went down on the Gussinator, as they're just going to try siege, potentially an inhib here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to crack the base open at the very least right now. You have Ozo split pushing down bot below. And look, I was told only one Pogfish per stream, and now I've seen two. I'm going to call you out on that one. Meanwhile, we have GP on the chase. He's coming charging in right now and has backup with Gussinator as well as Pinch. And really, there's no way for Ozo to fight out of this one. He will get a kill, though, onto Gussinator. Goes golden, buying even more time. My goodness, this set is just going to do everything he can to make his death last as long as possible. Even gets one back, and I don't know, Swinburne. This is getting very, very, very sketchy.
Yeah, and that's a big pickup for them, as well as Sivir is one of their key wave clearers, and especially with Baron-empowered minions pushing down. Yes, there's no inhib minions, no super minions pushing down, but even so, some Baron-empowered minions, you know, having that Sivir there to clear it out in one ability would be nice, and they just don't have that.
I mean, they're going to have it back in about 3 seconds. Death timer's not too long, so not going to see that into too much effect just yet in this one. What's more important, however, is the fact that Gussinator still hasn't hit that third item as we're approaching that 30-minute mark, and that is a little bit slow for Sivir, unfortunately, as on the other side, Batty has 3 items, has the Avarice Blade as well, so that healing coming out of Clouds is going to be definitely inhibited a bit. Same with GP, and the University of New South Wales needs to be careful right now. Nice joke is actually a bit of bait, because here comes Midcam, and Gussinator's just deleted from the map. GP will be that next target, has to burn flash, and is going to try and get Scarl back as Thida. Going to try and provide some support, but Ozo is waiting on the other side of the wall, drops a showstopper, but Scarl does return, really just buying as much time as possible for the rest of Swinburne to escape. It's still 2 quick kills going to the University of New South Wales, and this could start that game-ending siege.
Yeah, and this is exactly... Oh,
wait,
Batty,
what?
he just stood in the package.
You had flash, just flash out. It's worth it, buddy. You need to stay alive for your team. It doesn't matter, though, because the University of New South Wales are going to continue to push down, take inhibitors. Are they going to back off now? It appears to be the case that Gussinator will be spawning, but Thida may have stepped too far forward. Nice joke looking for that burst, but can't quite out-damage the sustain from Pinch, and now Nice Joke actually is in a bit of trouble himself. Teleport coming? No, not quite. That's just Shyvana's W. I thought that was a teleport. I saw blue swirlies, but no, it's just Midcam.
No, it's just Midcam walking around the lane. As we see him pushing that top lane a little bit, trying to get that lane pushing in, as Thida has been going very aggressive.
Yeah, he has been playing super far forward right now. I think it's a bit of desperation coming into play for Swinburne right now, because they're watching this game slip away from them when at one stage they really were in control. Finally, the mid tower will fall, and yes, I know it's not an Avarice Blade anymore, but in my heart it still is. I'm just going to say that. It will always be Avarice Blade to me. All right?
It will always be
just
Avarice
how it goes.
Blade. As here we see the replay, just the damage coming out of Midcam here, as I think GP manages to get over the wall and then immediately hops over. Hey Ozo, welcome to the fight. So unfortunately for him, he becomes the martyr for Swinburne to survive.
Yeah, that was the case in this one. And Swinburne, they're still alive and inhib down, but they haven't lost the Dragon Soul. They haven't lost the second Baron yet, so very much avenues for this team to fight back in this one. It's only about a 4k gold difference, so really not the largest in the world as we approach this 30-minute mark. Definitely still ways for Swinburne to fight in this, especially if they can find that pick that they could just rush on down. We haven't really seen the full charge yet as, ooh, screen tear right there, but we're back, all good for the moment. That said, Gusinator pushed very, very deep right now. Doesn't look like the University of New South Wales want to pull the trigger just yet. Dragon Soul is what is in their sights instead.
Yeah, it looks like Dragon Soul is what they're going to be grouping for. Are we going to see a big fight? Well, do we have the TP coming into it? Looks like it.
I think we are. As Nice Joke's going to drop that gravity well to try and delay Swinburne from getting in there, but this Swinburne side content to take that long walk around. Ozo's actually starting the Dragon, so trying to force the hand at Swinburne, but they have their outplay buttons ready to push at any moment. They can charge in, and that moment is now. Into the pit we go. It's a fight over the Dragon, and this time Clouds is able to steal it away as the final chapter holds the backline of the University of New South Wales back. Clouds is going to flash over the wall to escape, but GP won't be as lucky as Midcam. In fact, is looking to chase down and will chase down the Olaf, so it's currently just 2 members standing against all 5 of the University of New South Wales. They got the Dragon, but is it worth it? Because New South Wales might end the game.
Yeah, UNSW here is just going to march their way down. They don't even need Baron. With the respawn timers that are available, they're just going to push these towers.
Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and finish this one off. They got the steal. That's got to feel good, I guess, but probably not as good as winning the game. And the University of New South Wales happy to make that trade as the Nexus will fall with one last double kill going over to the set.
Yeah, and, overall, that game, that top lane especially, was so... If you want something to epitomize that game, that top lane, it was the most back and forth fight for so long, and I think that's just how this game was going. One team stole something, the next team stole something.